How do we explore the nature of matter? There's an entire subatomic world that lies within the nucleus of an atom. Protons and neutrons, quarks inside protons and neutrons, and the mysterious strong force that binds them all together. Every year, nearly 1,700 scientists from around the globe flock to the U.S. Department of Energy's renowned Thomas Jefferson National Accelerator facility in Newport News, Virginia, to explore that world. It's research that can't be done anywhere else. Because subatomic particles are incredibly small, scientists need an incredibly big microscope to study them, like Jefferson Lab's CBAF. The CBAF, or Continuous Electron Beam Accelerator Facility, is the world's first large-scale superconducting radio frequency particle accelerator. It uses electrons to probe the atomic nucleus. CBAF is essentially built on a racetrack 25 feet underground and nearly a mile long to accelerate beams of electrons to nearly the speed of light before they collide with atomic nuclei to reveal matter's secrets. But Jefferson Lab's expertise goes beyond nuclear physics. It's also at the global forefront of designing and building particle accelerators. It's a world leader in cryogenic technologies to keep experimental devices colder than the far reaches of space. It's improving particle detection for ever-demanding nuclear physics experiments, with life-saving applications in nuclear medicine like cancer detection and treatment. It's pushing the boundaries of computing, amassing hundreds of thousands of gigabytes of research data every day, and harnessing the might of supercomputers and artificial intelligence. Finally, Jefferson Lab also looks to the future. Its STEM programs reach thousands of students and teachers every year, and it accounts for more than a third of all doctorates in nuclear physics in the U.S. Every day, Jefferson Lab leads the way in exploring the nature of matter. For you, for us, for our future.
Hello, I'm Lisa Surles-Law, the Science Education Team Lead here at Jefferson Lab. In this episode of Bite-Size Science, I will share science education opportunities for students and teachers at the lab, including information about STEM internships, mentorships, student programming, and teacher professional development that assists the community in navigating the benefits the lab has to offer. All of the 17 national DOE laboratories promote science education, and I have the honor of leading the team here at the lab. And our goals are to develop local and state partnerships to advance STEM education, improve the quality of K through 12 instruction by enhancing teachers' content knowledge, immerse graduate, undergraduate, and high school students in a world-class facility research environment to prepare the nation's next generation of leaders. This is the foundation of our STEM pipeline from grades K through 12 through undergrad and graduate programming to the workforce. Understanding that to fortify the STEM pipeline, it must embrace diversity and unique opportunities. We have a long-time commitment to focusing on increasing the number of teachers with a substantial background in math and science, and strengthening the motivation and preparation of all students and addressing the serious underrepresentation of minorities and females in STEM careers. Today, we will take a look at our pipeline, which begins with our STEM educator professional development. Then we'll take a look at our K through 12 programming and undergraduate programming, and then graduate research, which I'll cover right here. You may check out our website for graduate opportunities. The lab supports over 100 graduate students a year. And now, to begin with our educators, teachers are the backbones to all that we do. So Jefferson Lab Science Activities for Teachers program has become a community leader in providing needed professional development for local teachers through SOL-based content and STEM applications during the school year. We usually do this in person, and for the past 2 years, we used a virtual format. that had to adjust to the needs of ever-changing needs of our teachers of the past 2 years. So the very first year, we were virtual just like our teachers were. We modeled the activities, the demonstrations, the experiments, exactly how they would be able to model them virtually to their classroom. This past year, we knew that our teachers were going to be either hybrid or back in person. So we pivoted and made sure that our direction was in the same manner of teaching that they would teach their students. And so some of the particulars of that program are it caters to 5th and 6th grade students, or teachers teaching 5th and 6th grade students. They meet twice a month and it's in real time. So they get all of the materials and all of the guidance to be able to go into the next day to the classroom and teach those modules. They can receive classroom equipment and supplies to conduct the activities. They also receive 48 teacher education recertification points, and they also receive a participation stipend. The QR code is here. That will take you directly to the website and to the application. And from this effort, we realized that we wanted to provide further professional development, both for our participants in the program and for the science community at large. So we have what we call, we host Region 2 Annual Teacher Night. It is an in-person event typically, and think a glorified teacher-led science fair style event with JSAT participants sharing SOL-based activities and demos that can be conducted in the classroom. And of course, the night would not be the same without door prizes galore and an opportunity for those in the field to network and share. As I mentioned, the past 2 years we've been virtual. This information from Teacher Night is available on our website from our past Teacher Night. You can also check the website for the date and format for our next event in April 2023. So now let's talk a little bit about who all of this science education is for, our students. Mentorships and internships are a very integral part of the JLab community and STEM pipeline. So there's a difference between the mentorships and the internships at Jefferson Lab. Mentorships are primarily unpaid, and students receive course credit from their school or institution. And then internships are typically paid. So the mentorships are extended to high school students, and an MOU is established with the student and their family, the professional development representative at their school, and then with us and the person who is going to be the mentor. And the students complete a certain number of hours that satisfy the course credit, and we guide and lead through the project at hand. The internships for high school students currently are offered during the summer, and it's a 10-week experience. The students have a project, work with a mentor, and go through other professional development during that summer experience. And then for undergraduate students, we have opportunities both offered by the Department of Energy and funded by NSF. So on the slide, we have a couple of points I'd like to share about programs by the numbers. Jefferson Lab supports approximately 40 undergraduate students for the year and about 30 high school students throughout the year. Our premier programs for undergraduate are SULI. It's the Science Undergraduate Laboratory Internship, and then the REU, which is a research experience for undergraduates. Those students come to us through this grant from Old Dominion University. And a unique offering that we have from the past 2 to 3 years is a community college internship program. And that is for students who are enrolled at community college, and they are able to do technical internships here at Jefferson Lab. For the high school offerings, we have the honors program, and then we also have the Virginia Summer Residential Governor School program. And this would be accessed through your school. We are the state's sole employer for the engineering portion of the governor's school for the state. So highlights of the summer program are the annual poster session. We have done this both in person and virtually. In person, this experience is held in our atrium here at Jefferson Lab. The public is invited to attend, as well as our science community within the lab. The students share the projects that they have worked on throughout the course of the summer and answer questions and get guidance from their mentors. As I mentioned, we have taken this into a virtual realm, so you can check our website and see presentations made by our students for the past couple of years, as well as see their projects and posters that they have created. One of the specific programs for undergrads that I'd like to make specific mention of is called MFURA. And that stands for Minority Female Undergraduate Research Assistantships. Assistantships for minorities or female students to work on projects with their nominating professors that are part of or directly related to Jefferson Lab's research program. The opportunity is for a full school year, and it allows for a funded professional development conference for the students to be able to attend. The website is there, and last year's announcement on how to apply is shared, but if you go to this website, you will see the upcoming announcement. So opportunities at the lab for outreach and community engagement. This is where we are more reactive in our offerings. We like to be contacted by the community to engage and to be a part of the events that are going on. So we do have a few that we have as programmatic offerings, but then this is also our opportunity to be able to reach the community. One of our premier programs is the BEAMS program, and I'll share a little bit about that in a moment. Another one is this Physics Fest, and that can be accessed on our website. This is an opportunity to come and see a cryogenic show and be able to learn about Jefferson Lab and the science that goes on here. And we also take it all the way through plasmas and share what goes on in the world of plasmas. We host visits of other students and teacher programs. We do a lot of professional development workshops. We offer science fair judges for the community. We also very frequently are involved in student mock interviews specifically for STEM expos. We have a YouTube channel, and on the screen here, you will see a note for our website location for a past event that we did called Fall for Science. And it was a series that highlights the science at the lab. And it is parsed up in sections so that if teachers would like to share that with their class, they would be able to do so. And so getting back to one of our premier programs, BEAMS, this is a partnership with Newport News Public Schools and Jefferson Lab. However, BEAMS has expanded to the community where we do BEAMS-like presentations for other school groups. And these opportunities are when students and their teachers visit Jefferson Lab for science and math, and the science ed team comes in and just spends time with the students with hands-on activities and opportunities for them to engage and to collaborate. And students also interact with JLab staff to learn about careers through what we call our role model visits. And it provides teachers with SO-based activities that they can take back to their classrooms. And it highlights the lab science and technology. So annually, we usually see about 1,200 students. And I know you know that I'm going to say that. Yes, we have continued doing this in a remote environment the past couple of years. We are looking forward to going back into the schools in the fall. So one other opportunity for our high school students is high school and middle school is the Virginia Regional Science Bowl. We are the regional host, and we hold that here at Jefferson Lab. And the format is a head-to-head scientific competition answering questions in STEM. Again, we've been virtual the past couple of years, and we just hosted recently sent students to the national competition in Washington, D.C., where that was an in-person event. Registration for this begins October 1st. The competition for high school is in February, and the one for middle school is in March. So there's lots of information. So where can you find all of this in one place? The Science Education website, of course. So here is our QR code, as well as the web address. And the educational resources that you'll find here are for students and teachers. There are programs, games, interactive opportunities to share. So let's take a look at a few of those. This is the first page of our layout of the web page. And along the top bar, you will notice that there's a location for teachers, students, games, videos, SOL review, and programs. So teachers, I know you know what to do at that section. There's a lot there to help you with resources in your classroom. There are things that have been shared by other teachers, and there are resources that Jefferson Lab has created. Same for students. There are games and virtual opportunities for you to engage with Jefferson Lab. There's some tours there and some activities that will help strengthen your skills with the SOLs. Videos, we have a video series called Frostbite Theater, and that is one of our favorites. We have an engagement there that allows students to ask questions that have been posed to us previously, and out of those questions develop Frostbite Theater to answer those questions and to give short snippets. We also started doing something Science at Home, and that particular event just kind of morphed into an opportunity in a series for teachers and students to be able to engage with us through that video series. So you can actually download the lab sheets and answer questions along with the video and participate in the experiment as it's being run in the video. So just a bit more about the Virginia SOL practice test quiz. As we've affectionately heard it referred to as JLabs, students and teachers have relied on this resource to help prepare students for the SOL tests. Their math tests, science, as well as technology. What's interesting and very helpful is the way that this has been designed is that teachers can use it to present strands of questions so that the students can go along strand by strand, question by question. Review can take place in the classroom, or students can access it individually, complete it, and then submit their progress to their teachers. So I really hope that the recurring theme that you've heard today is that Jefferson Lab wants to be involved and instrumental in student success. We want to share science education in a meaningful way to contribute to our up and coming workforce and to encourage community involvement in STEM. And with that, I would like to leave some time for questions.
Thank you, Lisa. Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca, and I am also a member of the Jefferson Lab team here. I will be helping with the Q&A portion of this session. So it looks like we have several questions that were pre-submitted, and if anyone has any additional questions, please feel free to enter them into the YouTube chat box, and we will try to get through as many as possible in the remaining time here. So, Lisa, my kids have an aptitude for math and science. How do I keep it fun and interesting when they get beyond my own knowledge?
Well, thanks for joining us, Rebecca. So that is a very, very regular question that we get. I think the best response I can offer is to model how to research, how to find the answers when questions come up. What does it look like to explore and to evaluate what's in front of you? Another really great thing that parents can do are the things that they put around their students, such as the toys and the STEM activities that they can engage them in, opportunities in the community to go visit, see new things, meet new people. And then as far as people are concerned, contact maybe an SME, a subject matter expert who can serve as a mentor to your student, and have a couple of Zoom meetings or Zoom sessions or come and meet in person.
Thank you. It looks like we can actually also visit the JLab Science page too for some of these activities that people can do at home. So it looks like the next question is, do high school or college students have to live near Jefferson Lab to participate in some of these programs?
So the new answer to that is no. So what we have experienced this past couple of years going virtual for the high school programming, we want to be able to continue those offerings. We would like to do in person. We do not discount the benefit of being in person and the opportunity that really affords students to be able to do hands-on. But what we have discovered is that our mentors are quite savvy in being able to share a good project, collaborate with students, and encourage them in STEM. So the answer to that is no. You should contact us if you're interested, even from afar.
That's great. Speaking of contacting you, do you have a mailing list where people can be notified of activities that are available for the public?
Yes, actually we do. And I hope somebody can put that in the chat for us. And then that's called Staying in the Loop, and just a basic mailing list. But we rely very heavily on social media and our YouTube channel. And so you can sign up for that, as well as looking at the website itself for opportunities that are coming up.
Oh, I love this question. If I want to become a scientist, what do you recommend that I do?
Oh, I like that one too. And I get that one quite a bit. So I call it the 3 E's, and it is, let me remember here. It's explore, educate, and engage. So explore the world around you. Pay attention to your education, your formal education, but also taking that to move out into things that are exciting to you, and just spark your interest, and then get engaged, whether that's through programming, going to something like a camp, or having the opportunity to go into the community and hear speakers, or keeping up with websites like Jefferson Lab that are on the cutting edge of science.
Okay. So you mentioned a lot of resources during your presentation, but are there any other STEM learning programs available online that you would recommend for students specifically that are interested in science?
So not specifically programs per se, but locations to go look for programs. So we're thinking colleges and universities, and definitely community colleges for opportunities for continuing technology education, and that we call that career tech. And then we want to not forget our science centers and museums. They have lots of opportunities for students to be able to come and do day camps or engage remotely. And then our schools, both public and private, have camps and expos for students to get involved.
It's what everyone wants to know. When will cryogenic shows come back to Jefferson Lab? When will we see a physics fest?
Oh, I know that if I had the answer to that right now, I would be rich. But we're hoping to do that for late fall, and we've had such a wonderful response to us doing that cryo show that we are considering making it something that can be accessed remotely. Thanks for asking.
We all want to see it in person, but if we can't see it in person, remote is a second best option. So
Yes.
I'm glad that's a option for us. Okay, so it looks like we do have some live questions in the chat too. And it looks like you touched a little bit on this first one, but perhaps you can expand a little bit. Do you offer any college scholarships for students entering into the STEM field?
Oh, that's a very good question. Unfortunately, we do not offer scholarships per se. We do have a opportunity that is the paid assistantship for minority and or female student. That comes to us through a grant or opportunity that we have through our JSA, Jefferson Lab Science Activities. So we don't do scholarships, but what we find is that students who do have scholarships are always looking for some fulfillment for being able to receive some monies, and frequently that is in the form of an internship or a mentorship. So we're able to come alongside in that regard.
All right, it looks like we have one more. How do schools sign up to participate in Science Bowl?
Oh, very good. So you can go directly to the Science Education website, and there is a link that takes you from that website to the national site. And you sign up on the national site for our location, and it will show you which region you're in. And both for the middle school and the high school, and that opens on October 1. So we do hope you will go and check that out.
All right, it looks like we are just about at our time, so I think we're going to wrap up questions. Thank you to everyone who pre-submitted questions and who submitted questions during the live chat. And of course, thank you, Lisa. Really appreciate your time and sharing all of this great info with everyone here. So back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca. It was a joy sharing with everyone today, and I hope that you'll join us again for a future event.